there's a lot of questions coming out after this horrible weekend and interviews like that, questions that could be occurring to people out there watching today. For parents that might be in a similar situation, how do you handle this with your child? Joining me now to look at this specific situation and who has seen a lot of situations like this that can help us understand maybe, is there a right way? Is there a wrong way? Is someone who specializes in part, among many other things, in addiction medicine is Dr. Drew Pinsky. Dr. Drew, I think there's some different angles and places to go with you here today. Let's start with the specifics if we might, because not only are you an expert and a doctor, but you also, I believe, still live in Los Angeles. You're in this community in Hollywood, and you've interacted with celebrities who've dealt with addiction, situations not unlike Nick Reiner and what now seems to have happened with Rob Reiner. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, obviously a tragedy, and people shouldn't focus so much on how many times he was treated. Oftentimes it takes multiple treatments to get somebody into sobriety, and then relapse happen, and they got to go back and tune up. But I want to address something you said a few seconds ago about what should families do. Rob Reiner said something really unfortunate there, where he said, I know my son better than anybody and I should trust my instincts. One of the key features of addiction as it advances is it uses every positive aspect of our glorious instrument, the brain, including our relationships and our parental instincts, in that every instinct you have as a parent when dealing with an addict will be wrong. It just will be wrong. And the disease makes sure of it. The kid doesn't know he's doing it, but the illness of addiction brings the parent into it and starts taking advantages of all these wonderful instincts that we have as parents. Mm-hmm. So you got to have people in your corner that can support you. The next thing you must do is either get a therapist or go to a 12-step program yourself, like Al-Anon, Narconon, something such as that, where you can have the support to get off the dance floor, so to speak. Because when you dance with your loved one, you're dancing with the illness. And yes, Rob did point out another thing. You have to keep things safe. It's a very difficult navigation, which is why you cannot do it alone.
I want to get your reaction to this as well, because there are people, how about this, Dr. Drew? There are people on this set right now between just you and me who can have some personal touch point to the conversation that we're having. You can only imagine how many more there are out there watching right now. Addiction does not necessarily mean violence. There's a lot of other things involved in this recipe. There seems to be at least some history of mental illness as well. And then I would add in this detail as you see this. This right now, as alleged, and the facts in this case as alleged, they're incredibly intimate. Many, many people talk about murder with a knife is very different than murder with a gun. It is incredibly intimate. Not to mention the details about how this knife was used. And not to be too gruesome or unpleasant, but there was obviously reports about throats being slashed. So you add these in, and you know that this ends up not being a discussion just about addiction, but that being part of something else right here that is very toxic.
Let me just say that this is wild behavior. This is not a brain that's working normally. But on the streets of Los Angeles every day, there are people wielding machetes and knives. Meth addicts tend to go for those sorts of objects. Now, we've heard that Rob Reiner's son had heroin addiction. Every instinct I have is that he's also on stimulants such as methamphetamine. That then explains the wildness of this behavior. It's not something that you can use your rational brain to make sense of, because people on meth are wildly psychotic. Now, here's the crazy thing in the state of California. You can't do anything to help these people. If they say, oh, I'm sorry, I was just kidding, I didn't really want to kill somebody with this knife, you're not allowed to bring them into the hospital and help them. I had a patient yesterday who had a psychiatric episode that I was able to handle with medication and a psychiatric consult, completely outpatient. He said, you know, I had the exact same syndrome 40 years ago, and all they could do would put me in the hospital, and I stayed in the hospital for 18 months and I got better. Throughout history, we kept people whose behavior was dangerous in facilities to help them. Not to hurt them, to help them. And now with modern psychiatry, we can really do a good job, but we're not allowed to do it in the state of California.
in most states across this country. Just a fascinating conversation and fascinating insight. Thank you so much, Dr. Drew.
Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Cain podcast for full episodes right now.